We're traveling all over Connecticut and southern New England, and now we're here in north central Connecticut. We are in the town of East Granby. We're at a beautiful legendary vineyard. This is Brignole Vineyards and Winery. For about 10 years plus now, this family-owned and operated winery has provided a true sense of Napa with its Italian-style winery.
My family has been in the wine business for almost 110 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You get much more of the flavor, too. And they're also known for their Connecticut varietal grapes, lots of them that turn into exceptional wines.
We'll take a bunch of grapes and we'll crush them and we'll test the amount of sugar that's in that juice. The whole family is part of this whole process.
We're going to go in, check them out. Going to check out the tasting room and more here at Brignole Vineyards in East Granby. Here we go.
We're now out here in the vineyard. This is the Marquette Vineyard. As you can see, it's unusually high. What happens is we've done a coniferous system, but because the Marquette grapes are so prolific, we've given the plant the ability to have a higher stage. The grapes are now being picked at this level so that we don't have to bend over. And then there's another set of grapes you'll see on the bottom. This is called a coniferous trellis style. Now what will happen is we will take a bunch of grapes and we'll crush them and we'll test the amount of sugar that's in that juice. And that's what tells us or lets us know when it's time to pick the grapes. This is the winemaking facility here at Brignole Vineyards. Here you'll see a number of tanks. These are 1,000-gallon tanks that we use. They're jacketed, insulated, and we can run glycol around the outside of the tank and reduce the temperature of a whole 1,000-gallon tank down to 24 degrees, or we can raise the temperature if we need to increase the temperature up to 70, 80 degrees. Brignole Vineyards has about a 20,000-gallon capacity for the storage of wine in stainless steel. This is our bottling line here at Brignole Vineyards. The bottles are emptied and added on here. They go around and they're filled right here, all the way around. They come out full, and on this line, we can do up to 1,000 bottles in an hour. This is a demonstration of our barrel program. In this barrel right here, we have a Cabernet that is being stored in this, which is a French oak barrel. And that wine will stay in that barrel for 18 months before it's ultimately blended with other Cabernets stored in French oak barrels.
I think it's time to taste some of these delicious wines that are sitting here. I think they're sitting here a little too long for my taste.
What I'd like you to do is taste, when you take the first sip of that wine,
okay,
it will acclimate your palate, because it's your first sip of wine, to the acids. And then I would ask you to take a second sip of wine.
No problem.
That would be acclimating your palate to the sugars in the wine. Mm-hmm. And once the first and the second sip have been acclimating your palate, that third sip is now balanced, and you will notice that the third sip tastes completely different than the first two sips.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You get much more of the flavor too. It's terrific. Let's move on to this one here.
The white Zinfandel. You're going to enjoy this. This is a dry, we made this in a dry style. It is very fruit forward in the beginning, but then you'll notice the dryness in the end. So we've made this like a Parisian style, which is a dry white Zinfandel.
Really nice. Very light too. It's a light wine.
Then what I'd like you to do is try our Red Dragon this morning. This is grown here on the property. We grow our Marquette here. We have the Baco Noir and the Vincent. Now Vincent is not grown by anyone else in the state of Connecticut, and we add it to the wine solely for color. The Baco Noir we add for a caramel type aroma and flavor. So you should note the caramel aroma and then that fruit forwardness.
Yes, the fruit forward, the caramel, and the dryness following right after. And this one here, the Bourbon Barrel, this is the one you said, it's got quite a process too, and ages as well.
Now this has been aged in a Woodford Bourbon Barrel for 18 months, and you'll note a complexity where you'll taste the roasted bourbon flavor from out of that bourbon barrel.
Yes, it has a nice robust sensation when you taste it. It is absolutely delicious, and it's unique. Wow, what a very special place this is right here in East Granby. It really does feel like we just went to Napa or maybe even Italy without leaving Connecticut. It is that good, this Italian-style winery making some of Connecticut's best wines. You've got to come here to East Granby and check it out. All those wines you saw me taste, they were spectacular. That's my perspective, Connecticut. What is yours? Come here to East Granby and check out Brignole Vineyards and Winery. You'll love it.